As our congressman, what do you intend to do to return our system to one of checks and balances, one in which the government must obtain the consent of the governed? You have 2 minutes.
For most of my career in working in private industry and now at the Manufacturers Association, I've thought that the voter had the right to decide whether or not people are reelected to office. And I was absolutely opposed to term limits. And I'm here to admit to you tonight, I was wrong. The fact that 98% of incumbents are reelected is not just because they may be a good person. The system is so tainted towards allowing others the opportunity to wage a good campaign against an incumbent. I am here tonight to tell you that if I am elected, I would not serve any more than 8 years in Congress. I believe 8 years is enough for me to make a difference in Washington, D.C. If I cannot make a difference in those 8 years, I will leave office, and I would give someone else that same opportunity to make a difference for our country.
Todd, you have 2 minutes. And the question is this. As our congressman, what do you intend to do to return our system to one of checks and balances, one in which the government must obtain the consent of the governed?
Probably one of the most dramatic ways that I work to make sure that the consent of the governed is what governs me is the fact that I return home here to you every night. I'm honored to represent you in Washington. I have no interest in living there. I come home at the end of session each day. In 9+ years, I've probably been overnight in D.C., maybe 11, 12 nights total. Most of them were my first years. I kind of got my schedule down, my routine down. I do that so I can come home, I can be under the same roof as my wonderful wife and my wonderful boys, TJ and Tom, but also so I can be here with you in reality. Washington is not the real world. It's a surreal bubble. One of the ways of getting the consent of the governed is to be here with you, to live with you day in and day out. In the midst of the healthcare debate, I use one example. I started the day playing a little basketball a little after 6 in the morning. Had a couple of comments at the basketball game from those I was playing with. Stopped at McDonald's, Leslie, close your ears, to buy a treat for my son before I took him to school. Woman probably, she may be here, so she was very young, 75 or 80, grabbed me and said, "You're voting no on health care, right?" Long story, end of the day, I ended at Rutter's buying gas on my way home to Leaders Heights. A woman peeked around the corner and said, "You're Congressman Platts, aren't you?" I said, "Yes, I am. Todd Platts, nice to meet you. Your name?" I believe it was Sally Little, if you're here. I believe that was the correct name. She said, "You're voting no on the health care, right?" I get the consent of the governed every day, over and over, by coming to you, day in and day out. I also do it in the way I conduct my campaigns. There is a huge advantage for incumbents. It's called money. Many of you know that I don't take PAC contributions, special interest contributions. What you probably don't know is I'm the only member of the entire United States House of Representatives who refuses special interest money, who refuses PAC contributions, because it's your government, not the special interest. My campaign is funded by your contributions, the people's contributions.